I wanted to start today because I had an epiphany.
What's going on?
All right, so
What's this piffs going on?
all right, so a lot of men have this a condescending tone that they take with women, and a lot of people think that it's a condescending tone because men feel like women are just not as intelligent or as smart as men, or they're inferior. And someone asked me this question recently, and I remember going, I don't actually like as much non-feminism shit as we talk, as much non-feminist shit as I talk. I'm not against women. I'm against feminism and the movement and what it becomes after it becomes organized by women. It almost comes anti-man as opposed to what it's supposed to be, positive towards women. But at the same time, I started thinking. I was like, you know what? I got to think about that. I got to analyze this shit. I analyze everything else. Why the fuck can't I analyze myself in this? So I started thinking about it, and I realized, bro, I have a condescending tone when I talk to women. This is true. And I wondered why. And it's because it's based on the fact that, let's say, I'll give an example. Let's say we're talking about a topic. Like I had a situation where I was talking about movies. I'm a big movie buff. I know directors, I know executive producers, I know actors, I know B-level actors. I know names and I know people and I know things.
Movies without people even telling you.
Telling you movie. Yo, bro, you could be like, yo, that movie with the baby child. I'll just say whatever it is. I'll know what it is. You know what I mean? So I realized that I had a conversation. I'm having a conversation. We talking about movies. A lot of women sometimes will go, and I had this happen specifically about movies, when I'm talking to someone and I'm like, yo, directors are more known now than they were ever known in the 90s or the 80s before this. And I don't know if that it's that big a secret. It's just because of the internet and the information being more accessible. The nerds back then had to go really hard. They had to go to libraries. They had to go to, they had to go find this.
Directors do interviews on all kind of platforms.
Now, right? Yeah. Back in the days, the only directors you knew were like the major ones. Steven Spielberg. You knew like the J.J. Abrams. Quentin Tarantino. You knew those names, but you didn't know like the guy that made Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. Like now, you had to know, back then, to be a known director, you had to make a movie that changed the world. Now, you could just make a really great movie and be a known director. Yeah. Now, you can make a half-decent movie and people will know you. And I was saying that that's a thing. And this person said, nope. This woman said, nope, that's not a thing. I don't believe it. I think that's bullshit. I'm like, okay,
did she provide you information?
Based on what she was like, I feel like I don't actually agree with that, because she was trying to say that women back then, directors were known, and she named Steven Spielberg and she named that. You have to understand, I had never thought about this beforehand. I just knew what it is now. Mm-hmm. I never thought about why the case was different from back then to now, so I didn't have a good explanation of it. But what I'm saying is something I researched, and I know, because people everywhere, if you go to blogs, you go to YouTube channels, anyone that talks about movies knows that this is a thing. People know more about producers in the back office of movies than they ever did before. Mm-hmm. And this person kept going, nope, I just kind of feel like, and it insulted me. And I realized it insulted me because I'm looking at it like, do you do research on this? No. Do you have any evidence behind what you're saying? No. So what the fuck are you talking about? And I realized it's not about women. It's about people that don't talk to something they actually know. Yeah. And they won't admit it. It's like when you know something about hip-hop. Yeah. Hip-hop is more of a social conversation, but amongst people that know hip-hop, we know certain shit. There's certain shit you know about Nas and Jay-Z that you could not like Nas and Jay-Z, but you cannot not respect them if you fuck with hip-hop. Mm-hmm. It's impossible. If you don't respect Nas and Jay-Z in hip-hop, and you're a hip-hop head, people aren't going to respect your argument going forward. Mm-hmm. Anything you say about anybody after that is kind of null and void. You don't fuck with Jay-Z. You don't got to love them. You just got to respect them. And I'm kind of like, everyone that knows what I'm talking about, it's the word emphatical. That means anyone.
So you feel like these conversations occur a lot of the times with women?
I feel like men do it too at times, but men are quicker to go, you right, my nigga. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You right. I actually don't do the research on this shit, so maybe you right. Men, I've noticed, are quicker to admit the L or admit that they don't know before women. Mm-hmm. I know too many women that'd be like, nope, I'm not doing it. And I believe this and I believe this because I feel this and I feel it's right and that's it. And I'll be like,
nah, you gotta have some evidence.
Some
things you could feel, some things you gotta have some evidence behind.
And my thing was, I take it personal, which is where I'm wrong. Because I'll take it personal.
Nah.
I'll be like, motherfucker, so I'm stupid?
This is when you just gotta know, this is the end of the conversation.
This is the end of the conversation.
Right
no, but now I'm at that place. When I was younger, I'd be like, bitch, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You end up arguing for like 45 minutes when you could have ended 5 minutes.
Because and I realized it comes from when it starts, the argument goes, I feel like. The moment you start with I feel like, evidence and all that shit kind of goes the fuck out the window. And I realized that, you know what? My problem was that I'm taking things too personally that I should know of people. But the problem is most men will admit when they're wrong quicker than women will unless they're lying to a woman. But when they're talking about something amongst men, they'll be like, you might be right about that. They're quicker. But women, and I feel like I have this underlying feeling that it exists because women do not want to adhere to a man. You're having an argument with a man. And because we're the patriarchy, you don't want to go, you right, because I'm apparently in power, even though I don't own anything. I don't have $2 billion. The people y'all talk about when y'all talk about this patriarchy are billionaire men.
Yeah.
There are very few billionaire men, even millionaire men, if you want to go down to that. There are very few of those too. But women seem to think the average man is doing the same shit to them. We the ones that don't get them the jobs. And I be in my head like, I have no effect on your actual life based on my tax bracket.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I'm saying you're wrong, not because you're a woman. You're wrong because what you're saying is based in no evidence. But too many women I know make the same argument without any evidence.
I'm gonna throw the girl some bail.
Hit me.
You may be correct in your argument. There's a lot of men that walk around here speaking very condescendingly to women.
No, exactly.
So your conversation will get bunched up
with every other conversation.
Every other thing that you're having. You know, it's like having a race conversation all day with people and you're just speaking ignorance. Somebody that might be actual logical may catch a stray
because of the fact that exactly. But my thing is, I always come from the point of, are you trying to insult me, or are you? I always look at intent. What are you trying to do in this conversation? So I was looking at it like, all right, so I feel like Jada Pinkett Smith. You know what I mean? But what are you trying to do in this conversation? And my thing is, I've noticed that a lot of women are not trying to listen because I am a man. And the moment I start saying something that is true, regardless of the fact of whether they believe it or not, it is true, they call it mansplaining because I am a man. I have no choice. But they think I'm being condescending now because it's happened to me 10, 20, 30 times. They think I'm being condescending because they're a woman. And I realize it's not because you're a woman I'm doing it. It's because you have no evidence.
Does a mansplainer listen?
No.
Because I don't really know too deep into the whole...
No. Mansplaining is not a listening type tactic. Okay. It's when you tell people about something you have no idea
so
really about.
So can I be listening to what you're saying, disagree, and still be a mansplainer?
No, that's the problem. When it's coming from the perspective of women, you're mansplaining regardless. There's no... Okay. I'm getting into the...
We're speaking very generally.
Very generally. But what I've noticed is it's like you caught a stray. You could generally be asking a question that is reasonable amongst men to ask.
Bro, I caught many of those strays.
Bro, I've got hit so many. I
caught many of them strays.
My nigga call me the Teflon Don, bro. I keep having these conversations. I keep catching strays. But it's like because of the fact that so many men are mansplaining and aren't listening, when you give an opinion that is in opposition of something they're saying, they think it's mansplaining, even if you're coming from the perspective of curiosity. You don't have the chance to explain your intent. You're now a man talking to a woman about a woman shit.
I've definitely caught one of them.
Yep.
I genuinely have a question from this conversation.
Yep. I generally...
do I have some opinions from like the little bit I know? Yes. But I also have some questions.
Exactly.
Because I see you hold some information.
Exactly. So...
don't always go well.
It almost never goes well. And my thing is...
So, I know when to kind of leave those conversations alone.
Well, to me, I read people, men, women. I look at it and I realize, I'm like, am I doing this to women particularly? But then I realize I'm not doing it to women particularly. It's just in my experience, men normally admit when they're wrong. And women have a harder time admitting when they're wrong to a man.
And for the women that's arguing Reggie is down to drag an argument forever. Trust me.
I'm the right one.
We've done
Fuck with the kid. Fuck with the kid.
He's down to drag
We will argue for hours.
For a long time, so.
Minakiar. I'm here for it. But that being said, I just want to put out there that I'm learning. That was growth for me because I realized the reason why I do it, and it doesn't change my premise on it when it comes when I'm thinking logically, but when I'm thinking emotionally, I have to learn to calm the fuck down because the moment, whether you're a woman or you're a man, I noticed that you're doing something not from a place of actual open-mindedness or intelligence. When I realize you're just not listening, I need to stop getting myself worked up because I'm a passionate speaker. So I get worked the fuck up every fucking time. And I'm sitting here like Bill Burr, mad at all the world. In reality, I could just calm the fuck down and just be like, you're not listening. Let me stop talking.
You got to read.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't mind stuff like that. Like, people can get passionate when they speak to me. I'm a passionate speaker. I'm totally fine with that.
No, passion, exactly.
But, you know, then I'll do that to somebody, and they'll totally, like, take it the wrong way. I'm like, I wasn't,
exactly.
I'm just kind of excited in the conversation.
But the passion isn't the problem that they have. The passion is the problem. My problem is when you tell me I can't talk.
Yeah.
That's my thing. When you're dismissive of what I realize that when I'm called dumb on things that I actually know, because I am dumb at many times. But when I'm called dumb on things I actually know, when I'm dismissed on something I've actually done research on, knowing how much this world doesn't do fucking research this day and age, I get upset. I feel away. Don't tell me about something you know you didn't. You never had any interest in this topic, but you have an opinion.
Now you have all
the information. But now I'm telling you something that I fucking learned and researched over time, and you're going, nope, with no action. It upsets me whether it's man, woman, black, Spanish, white, no matter what it is, it upsets me when people are not looking at logic with logic. Or when you're looking at something that you know you did no research on, and you're looking at me like, I feel like, so I'm stupid? I must be pussy. That's how I feel. And I shouldn't take it that personally because that person isn't calling me stupid. They're being stupid by not talking to something.
That's how I feel with, like, context.
Yep.
When people tell something and I'm like, it's a lot more, like, information that was in
involved.
there. And, like, they want to just dismiss all of that.
Bro.
I'll be like, all right.
You're not even trying to.
You've made your decision on how you're going to view this thing.
Exactly. My problem is once you decide that too many women do it, you now look condescending when you're no longer ready to listen. Because I notice it super quick. The moment I see somebody not listening to me, I'll be like, okay, you're not listening. I get what's happening here. Copy, moving accordingly.
I mean, there's a way to also move on from a conversation without, like, being
but then that's the part. That's where I be fucking up because I move on from the conversation disrespectfully.
There's ways you can get away from the conversation without.
Nope. Oh, you not listening? Bitch, I'm not listening to then. So what's up? Now we about to insult each other.
You be mad.
So what's up? Petty than a motherfucker. Let's go. We about to be angry about this conversation. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out, that another quarantine growth of mine. I did an analyzation as to why I do this, and I was like, I don't feel like women are inferior to me. I've never thought that ever.
At all.
But everyone says the way I talk, it's like that. And I'm like, why the fuck do I do that? And then I realized why I do it when I thought about it. And now I realize I have to take the emotion out of it and stop being, I don't need to be condescending. I could just stop having the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't need to make you feel stupid.
And depending on who you're communicating with, sometimes you got to communicate, you know, if it's somebody that's close to you. You can't do this with everybody in the street. Sometimes you got to let people know your communication pattern.
Yep.
Just so I'm like, because sometimes I'll do that. I get this way when I talk. It's not a personal thing.
Yep.
I just be excited for the conversation. Don't think I'm like.
Well, there's no way to tell somebody I'm going to turn my back on you and not listen to what you're saying anymore and be like, but that's just the way y'all talk. No, I'm pretty fucked up.
You just got to, you know.
I get hella disrespectful. It's on me. So my apologies, women. If I've ever done this to you and I made you feel like you're not worth listening to, it's not based on you as a woman. It is based on the fact that I feel like you're not listening, and I don't like it.
See, me, I just start I'll be cursing in the conversation. I'm not cursing at you, but because I'm excited,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
This guy all the time.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
But people can read that wrong.
I think I've had like maybe 3 or 4 times where I'm like, I know in general, but every time I'm like, okay, Obi, we're almost about to fight, so maybe don't, because we've had those moments, you know. But that being said,